Alright, so here at Gundam Planet, I don't know, what are we all about?
Fulfilling our blue destiny.
Yeah, that. Okay, so here we go. We got the Efreet. The Efreet Custom. And it's definitely from the Blue Destiny. Well, it's from Gundam Side Stories, The Blue Destiny, which was a game on Sega Saturn. And if you played Gundam Side Stories Rise from the Ashes on the Dreamcast, that's actually like a spiritual successor to this trilogy of Sega Saturn games, which are really cool. If you ever had the means to play them, you definitely should, because they're really neat. But here we go, we got the Efreet, and I don't know, this is the Efreet Custom, and I don't know if you've ever seen what the regular Efreet looks like, but you should look it up, because it's a weird man. But unlike that man, this one is really tough, and a lot of blue and orange, so enough of that, let's slide this guy on open and take a look. So, first thing, I'm not sure if this is a first edition thing, probably, but you get this little Blue Destiny manga little thing that it comes with, and Blue Destiny is currently being adapted into a manga, and I think it's coming out in Gundam Ace. Yeah, Gundam Ace. And so yeah, that's pretty cool. I can't read Japanese, but the artwork is really nice, so I will enjoy that. But anyway, let's get on to the model. So first things first, I love the Re-100 line, and I've built all of them so far, and I think what's really cool about the Re-100 line is the way it kind of makes compromises to bring us these like obscure and cool mobile suits in 1/100 scale, and I think the way that it compromises to make them a little cheaper and a little bit simpler actually works out in its favor. Like, we'll start out with these cables. I like the way they did these cables a lot. They're definitely not as detailed as like some of like the Zaku cables, but I think this is a great way of doing it because you just panel line them up and they look great, no hassle. Moving on, we got really neat A-Runner right here. See, these got those heat swords. Love those heat swords. Great looking blades and very different. You know, you don't really see that a lot. And then just like immediately the black. The black on this thing is fantastic looking. Very solid, very dark black. Love it. White also looks great. We got a pretty large set of polycaps, but pretty much every Re-100 has a sheet of polycaps like this, and there's only like 3 or 4 different ones. It's just like a lot of them, and that's kind of how all the droid systems work and everything. Then we got these orange plates here, or this like dark reddish orange. I love this color. I think the color looks fantastic. And also you'll notice that the shoulder pauldrons are molded as one whole piece, which means no seam line across the middle, which is absolutely fantastic. Really happy about that. Got more black, looks great. We got this yellow here. I'm not really sure whether these goes, but you know, there's some yellow. Then we got inner frame here. It has like a very like minimal inner frame, but like it does the job. It's got this like nice light gray going on. I think it looks really great. Then my favorite color in the whole kit, which is the majority of the kit, which is good, is this blue. And you get 3 just beefy runners of blue plastic, and it is a great looking blue. It's kind of like got a little hint of purple in it, and all the pieces just pop in this color. A lot of panel lining, a lot of detailing, and being the bulk of the mobile suit, that's like huge that they got this so right. I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. So there's all your runners right there. Another great thing, just foil stickers, just mono eye and lenses. That's it. Nothing crazy. No big foil stickers. They give you a sheet of these. Oh, here we go. Get the sheet of decals, and you know, it's really just up to you if you want to use them. I'm not really a big fan of these kind of decals. I think depending on what it is, it can look kind of weird. But I really do like these Exam Efreet logos here. Really neat looking, and you got everything you would need to really decal this guy up if you're interested. And then, last but not least, you got the manual. Got a nice book manual. I really like the way all of the manuals for the Re-100 line all have everything in like these CG renderings, make it really easy to see what's going on. And you really will have no problems figuring out where to put everything into the model. And in the back, you know, you got some hoses, and I didn't talk about how awesome this cover art is, the box art. Look at this thing. He looks so tough. He's just like busting on through. I don't know what is exploding behind him, but it's probably something cool. And I'm really excited to build this thing. So you know what? I'm just gonna get right to it. Alright, so here he is. He's all done, and wow. wow, just look at him. He's so cool. This is an awesome model. Like, it's just, I built the whole thing in one sitting at, like, going at a pretty leisurely pace, and I didn't even realize that I was getting so much done while I was doing it, because I was just having such a good time putting it together. Putting it together, just, it all just kind of happened. Like, my hands just did it, and I had a finished model, because, like, there was no hassle, there was no struggle. It's just, like, everything just worked, and I was just, like, so thrilled about it when I was like, oh, wait, I'm done, and it looks great, and I, like, had such a good time doing it. And pretty much the first big thing you're going to notice is that it's just, like I said in the beginning of the video, the colors on this thing just, like, pop. Like, they're out of control. Like, you look at it, and it's just, everything on this kit just stands out so well. The white contrast with the blue contrast with the orange, you got the little bit of black peeking out from some of the underside of the parts, and everything's just, like, it's really just a masterpiece in terms of how the colors work with one another. It really looks great. And another thing you're going to notice is that just the way that everything moves is very impressive for what is basically a big high grade. You know, you get pretty much a good amount of range of motion out of everything. You get that up there, you get the legs all the way back, the arms move. There's no, like, articulation gimmicks. Like, everything kind of works independent of itself, which is to be expected, because it's not a master grade, so there's no anything that's gonna, like, move together or anything like that. But the range of motion that you do get is really good, and more than enough you need to do any kind of poses that this guy has. And as far as accessories go, he's got two, and it's this one, and it's this one, and it's two of the coolest looking swords I've ever seen a Gundam model kit have before. Like, wow, these things are awesome. The effect parts are flawless. Just this very nice, clear, yellowish orange thing going on, and you just slap them right in there, and you got two awesome swords. You get the hands. You get two sets of hands, and the first set of hands is, like, this weird, like, closed fist kind of thing. They kind of look weird, but you also get these hands, which are the only hands you really need. So you get the clamp hands that you just pop the fingers out, and then you get the sword right on in there, clamp them back on, and then there you go. Then you have the sword. It was so easy. I'm a huge fan of these clamp hands. You know, having articulated hands is nice, but for me, you can never beat having just a stable hand to hold the weapons in no problem, because there's nothing that bothers me more than when I'm trying to pose a kit and everything just falls out all over the place. Drives me nuts. So that works real good. And then when you're not using the swords, they just go right on the backpack. Just pop them right in there. You're done. It holds it super well. So that's just out of control. And, like, if I was to say any flaws about this thing, pretty much the biggest flaw I can think of is these missile launchers on the legs. Unfortunately, this is supposed to be black. This is supposed to be white on the outside and, you know, gray on the inside, and they just didn't. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because on this side they give you the layered pieces to give it that effect, but on this side they just molded the whole thing in blue, and it's a really weird decision, and I don't really know why they did that. But so for all you painters out there, you got some work to do. There's also just, like, a crazy amount of panel lines on this thing. So if you like to panel line, you got your work cut out for you, because there's a lot going on here. But all of it is, like, good panel lines. Like, they're subtle, and they really add to the depth of the model, and everything just, like, it just looks right. It kind of creates, like, an effect where it creates, like, an artificial kind of part separation to it, so it just, like, it looks like more parts than it is, which is really neat. And then one other, like, pretty much another little annoying thing is these thrusters on the legs right here. They just, like, come right out. They are kind of just, like, hooked in there on barely nothing, but I'm gonna glue them or cement them in there, so that won't be a problem. And that's pretty much it. I'm so impressed with this thing. Like I said earlier, I've built every Re 100 kit so far, and it's really amazing to me that every time they make a new release in this line, there's just, like, a steady, noticeable improvement. And, like, Bandai has been willing to try new things with this line, and it's just been paying off, because every time I build a new one, I'm just like, wow, this is a significant improvement over the last one. And that pretty much just makes this the most exciting line of models that Bandai puts out to me. because there's nothing stagnant, and it's always been a great choice of mobile suits to make. So I'm always excited for the next Read 100 release. So I just give this like the two biggest thumbs up I can give. This thing is awesome. Check it out.